the algorithms and cycles in our reality. Considering that we live in an energetic reality, which is proven to be the case and yet denied by many scientists who continue to want to base their careers on a physically based reality, on Newtonian ideals, our reality, being energetic, is very much like a simulated reality. That reality exists within the mind, that we are single points of consciousness within an energetic field, that energetic field being some kind of simulation, an energetic, information-based reality based on probabilities of things happening, and our consciousnesses, which are focal points of this energy that have become self-aware, are able to make decisions and interact and change our energetic reality. And if you imagine that all there is a sea of energy, and within that, focused points of energy, that's us, our consciousnesses, and within those consciousnesses, everything is going on. It's like a dream, if you will. It's all in the mind, in the consciousness. Even our body is made of pure energy. We are a mind, a consciousness, and everything we perceive is all electrical, energetic impulses within our minds. We all share this reality together. We all co-create it. We all interact with it. Now, the point I'm getting to is that this reality is cyclical and based on algorithms. If we are here within this energetic reality and interacting with it, we see great cycles occurring. Civilizations rise and fall. First of all, let me define an algorithm. And it's defined on Google as a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, especially by a computer. So there are a set of rules to be followed, a set of parameters, and there's sets of rules for our reality. And that's why it is how it is. Those are the rules of the game. Those are the rules of the virtual reality we're in. And when I say virtual reality, I don't mean that lightly. I don't mean we're in some limited computer game that's the limit of what we've dreamt up or been able to create in our society. I'm talking about something that's difficult to even conceive. A reality that's so vast and infinitely intelligent and alive that it manages to manufacture for us a reality so totally and utterly all-encompassing that we are unable to see past its walls, that we are so totally immersed in it that we can't see through it, that we see it, feel it, taste it, touch it, and we are totally fooled by its parameters, our senses, all of those things we sense are going on within the mind. It's all electrical signals, as I've said many times before. You touch something, it's electrical signals going to the brain. You see something, it's electrical signals going through your nerves and into the brain, where the brain interprets all these electrical signals as what we see, hear, smell, taste and touch. It's very possible that what's out there is not really out there. It's all just our brains interpreting things. Even our brains are energy. So reduce that down to the consciousness. The consciousness is interpreting, it's interacting with something, and these energetic signals are being interpreted within the mind as this reality that we see. That's how we can understand it. Now, it being algorithmic, imagine a vast simulation, if you will, and there's certain learning aims and objectives within that simulation. In order for creation to experience all that there is. Now remember, we're assuming that creation is one energetic being and we are pinpoints of consciousness within that being. If creation wants to experience and learn all that there is to learn in every probable circumstance, event, feeling, emotion, person, different personality, every single variable there is possible, then algorithms would be necessary not only to set the rules of the game, but for repetitive cycles to come about, to repeat and repeat again and again with little variables that have changed. So you see, civilizations rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall, and each one in these great cycles is a different experience, different culture, different people in it, different points of consciousness in it, different countries, different land masses, different resources, all these differences. So civilizations, they go through these great cycles, they emerge, they become powerful, people become abundant and well catered for and healthy and more intelligent, and then they fall because people become complacent and ignorant, and then they become controlled, and then they're suppressed again, and it falls back down to nothingness, and another civilization will rise and become the dominant one. This is all our energetic, information-based, algorithmic reality running these programs within the larger program, the program of civilization. And they go through the cycle, and then they end. And all the while creation is learning what it's like to be that civilization, learning what it's like to be you, what it's like to be me, what it's like to be a group of people, what it's like to be a cow, what it's like to be a blade of grass. The energy of creation runs through all that there is. It's all the same energy. You say atoms are in everything. Even the atom is just a fabrication in the mind of a scientist. It's not really there. It's a manifestation of what, when we analyse our reality, it's a manifestation of the energetic unified field through probabilities turning into that probable thing that's there in that space and time. It's all just energy, it's all just information, infinitely intelligent energy and information that we interact with. And we move something and some other consciousness comes along and sees that it's been moved. We all interact with it. But again, these cycles, there are so many different types of cycles. The cycle of time. Well, our perception of time, a day and then the next day and then the next day. And the planet goes around the sun and the planet spins. So there's planetary cycles, astronomical cycles. There's climate and weather cycles. Temperatures rise and fall, and climate changes, whether that's man-made or not, people argue over. There's all kinds of cycles to do with the natural world and the migration of birds and the availability of food, and then there's cycles within our bodies, a menstrual cycle and your brain waves, and then there's cycles to do with economics and wealth and then poverty, and there's cycles in everything. There's cycles in trends. I mean, look at trends coming back in fashion. Everything's based on cycles. You see how many cycles there are. What about the seasons? That's another cycle. We have a birthday once a year. There's another cycle. More of them keep going by. Time is limited. But do you see there's so many cycles? Now, if you step back and look at that from the point of view of creation, energetic creation going on, existing to learn and experience itself, and we are itself, what purpose would those cycles serve? Repetition, doing things over and over. Why would creation do things over and over like that? It's the rules of the game. It's to keep it going round and round so that it doesn't have a foreseeable end. It just goes round and round and round. But in addition, creation wants to repeat things over and over again to see what it's like with this variable. And then this probable variable changes, and this probability occurs, and this variable changes, and each time things are a little different. In 100 years' time, creation will be experiencing things on this planet with a completely new set of human beings. All of us will be, well, mostly all of us will be dead, and a new lot will be here. And creation will be experiencing what it's like with those consciousnesses. Yes, some will repeat incarnations, but on other planets, the same cycles are going on in the universe. Things are always moving in cycles all the time, as we know with astrology. And the creation is learning over and over what it's like in similar circumstances, but not the same. So we see there's algorithms, rules to the game, methods for the game, how things are computed, if you will, and how results are likely to turn out, but probability comes into it. It's never the same twice. And that's where creation gets to learn new lessons. See, creation doesn't know everything, but it's trying to experience itself and every possibility there is.